Hey, everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown
What's up, guys?
for a special recorded broadcast of our October Take Two. I am your host, David, the 4K Lowdown, and my co host is.
Rich, aka Turnerfan77.
All right, bro. So what we've got is we're taking a look at what we watched for October, and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
pick two that we want to recommend to everybody to see. And I understand you want to also throw in a turd that you want people not to watch. Um, one that was not recommended by me, but that you
Yeah,
watched on your own. It was all your decision. Um,
I like that.
so it's all on you, not my fault. Like one of
Yeah,
them was. Um, and I don't have anything like that for October, um, because the majority of the movies that I watched were what we did for our shows
yeah.
over the month. So that was 40 really fun horror movies. Well, 39 for you, and one that wasn't so fun. Um, and then I watched some other movies. Like I watched some 4K transfers for the month that I was really happy about. Again, horror movies, but um, ones that were classics that I bought on 4K over the month and watched in October. So, um, any honorable mentions that you want to talk about?
Yeah, my first honorable mention is going to be Barbarian. You can catch that on HBO Max because it just dropped. I want to say I watched it day release. Hold on, let me see here. I have it right here. Um, what day was it? The 25th of October. It dropped on HBO Max, and definitely check it out. This is the movie you want to go in knowing nothing about, because if you know it, kind of ruins it.
Yeah,
Uh, I enjoyed it. The cast is really strong in it. Yeah, that's all I really want to say. Is definitely check it out. It's on HBO Max. If you have the time, 2 hours, definitely check it out.
nice. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. And I am definitely trying to stay in the zero. So I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
know anything about the movie. I won't even watch the trailer. I just want to come in blind and
Yeah,
watch the movie. And I kind of like that for horror movies as well,
yeah,
unless they're sequels, and then I kind of want to know,
yeah,
okay, is it the same cast? Is it going to be as good a quality? But if it's a brand new, like one movie that I watched that I absolutely loved, I did not touch trailers or nothing. I just I came in blind and watched it. Was Antlers, and it was uh it was awesome.
yeah. I was the same
Uh,
boat with you.
yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling you on Barbarian, and that's one that I was like, I don't want to be spoiled with it at all. I want to come in just cold turkey and watch it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Um, One of my honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about was Dog Soldiers, and I recently bought the 4K of this. This is from Scream Factory,
Love
and
that slipcover.
yeah, it's nice. It's a good slipcover. Um, Matches the inside artwork, but really good slipcover. This is a really good 4K transfer and a great werewolf movie. So if um if you guys are interested in watching that, this is a really good watch. And I mean, I love the movie originally, probably top 5 werewolf movies. Watching the 4K transfer of it, it brings it up a little bit for me. So it actually is a really good watch. I enjoyed it. It's a werewolf movie where very seldom do you have like a whole bunch of werewolves. Usually it's like one werewolf killing everybody, and in this one there's a whole bunch of them. So that'll kind of give you an idea. It's a little bit different than your conventional werewolf movie. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. And the 4K transfer is really good.
I have yet to see that movie. I have not seen it, so I'm gonna add that to my list to watch.
Good. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely watch this, bro. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really good acting too, and I think it's
What year is it?
2004 or 2002.
Oh, I thought it was in the '90s.
I'm pretty sure it's. Let me double check. I thought it was early 2000s.
What's the werewolf type? What would you?
2002.
What is the
2002.
werewolf to like compared to say um, American Werewolf in London? The werewolf visual of the werewolf is it what it looks like on the cover? That's what I guess that's what I'm asking.
Yes, that's kind of what it looks like on the
Okay,
cover.
kind of like the
So,
house.
like like the Howling
Yeah, that's what
werewolves is where I would put it on par with.
okay.
Not quite American Werewolf in London. Like yeah, like the Howling or Silver Bullet,
Yeah,
like those type of werewolves. Um, but what I like about it is there's a whole bunch of them, and um, the thing about dog soldiers is well, the thing about werewolf movies for me is it's all about the transformation scene.
yeah.
I want to see how they shift from being human to being a werewolf, and you get that, but it's subtle at first until one of their party gets bit and they change, and then you get to see like the whole thing.
Yeah,
So it was really cool because you don't see it right off the bat, but you see it toward the end of the movie.
I kind of like
Um,
that.
so it was kind of an interesting take on it. And yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's Australian or British or something.
I thought it was Australian.
There's a group of soldiers dispatched to the Scottish Highlands on a special training maneuver face their biggest fears when they run into Captain Ryan, the only survivor of a special ops team that was literally torn to pieces. Ryan refuses to disclose his mission, even though whoever attacked his men might be hungry for more. Help arrives in the form of a local woman who shelters them in a deserted farmhouse deep in the forest. But when they realize that they are surrounded by a pack of bloodlusting werewolves, it's apparent their nightmare has just begun. So that's the reading of the box.
Well, that's interesting. I want to see it.
There's your train.
Yeah.
I heard it that time. Um, but yeah, I'm sure. I think it's British or Australian or something, but they're in Scottish Highlands, so I'm guessing it's British.
Yeah.
Um, and you can tell by the actors they're Brits and Scots, and um, it plays differently. It plays like a 28 Days Later version of
Oh, really?
werewolf movies. So
Now you really have me.
it's kind of gritty, and the camera angles are kind of gritty. It's interesting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it if you get a
Yeah,
chance
I'll
to
be
look at
looking
it.
good.
Um, and it's available on Stars. That's the only channel I can see here. But it's probably available to rent somewhere. But yeah. All right. You got any other honorable mentions?
Yeah. I have another one that's available on. It's another streaming movie. It's heavy for this month. It's streaming. Is Resurrection on AMC Plus and it's a kind of a AMC Plus original and Shudder original kind of combined. It's
Hmm.
got Rebecca Hall.
I like
Uh,
her.
that's what drew me to it when I saw the trailer for it.
Hmm.
She is someone that was abused by her partner, boyfriend, and she escapes him, moves on with her life, has a kid, and she runs into him again. And then she slowly goes downhill from there. I don't want to spoil it.
Mm,
It is, she's very good in this movie. I will say her acting in this is probably some of her best.
okay. Would
She's
you say
really,
like a psychological thriller
yeah,
or
I'd say very psychological thriller.
okay?
Um,
Awesome.
the ending, I'm not going to tell you the ending. It's,
The ending? I'm not going to tell you.
well,
But
I'm not going to, I don't know how to
oh,
say
the
it.
ending? Yeah, I'm not going to let you know what that is. That's fine.
It's, okay, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to,
Yeah.
um, it's
But
hard.
is
To,
it is it more about the journey or is the
yes.
destination good?
It's a journey for me.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So, because that's something we talk about when we're watching
Hmm.
a movie. Is it more about the journey or is it more about the destination?
Yeah.
Is everything playing out trying to get you to this point? Like, gosh, what was it that we watched? We watched Night House,
Hmm.
and really that was about the destination. It was about getting to where
Yeah.
the whole thing, you get all the answers.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems, and that was also Rebecca Hall, is that
Yeah.
we were talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah,
She's
Night
good.
House is a prime example where we're looking at the destination for that one. For
It's
that
got
one,
Tim Roth in it too. I think that's his name, Tim Roth.
yeah. Tim
Abomination.
Roth is solid. I like him.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He's
That's
creepy,
interesting. I
very
might check
creepy
that
in
out.
this. Um, yeah. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
cool. And you said it was called Resurrection.
Yeah. Resurrection. It's a very solid movie.
Yeah, Rebecca Hall, Tim Roth. It is. Yeah, it's available on AMC Plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys check that out.
Yeah. If you have it, it's worth
If
checking
you have
out.
AMC Plus, it's worth checking out.
Hmm.
And Rebecca Hall's good. I
No,
like
she's
her.
solid.
She's
And there's
she's
just some
solid.
scenes in there you're like, oh man.
Yeah. I was like, we watched something recently. I mean, not Night House, but there was something.
It's
Oh,
probably Bartiz.
it was The Town. I
Yeah.
think has Rebecca Hall in it.
She's
I was
fantastic at that too.
she's really good
And
in that.
stunning it too. I think she's very beautiful, a very beautiful
Yeah.
woman. And
Yeah. Um, underrated beauty. She's
yes,
really. You're like. She reminds me of Sigourney Weaver, whereas you don't think of her as that beautiful, but then when you actually see her
yeah,
and you kind of look behind her eyes, if that sounds weird,
yeah.
but
No, I
you're kind of
totally.
you can see into her where you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay. I
She's
can
in
feel
her
that, the
little line on her
emotion,
book.
and that I think that's what makes her beautiful, is that
Yeah,
because otherwise I mean, she looks kind of plain, but she's just got that inner beauty where it's just amazing,
yeah.
where you're just kind of drawn to her. All right. So um my second honorable mention is low hanging fruit, but it came out on the 31st, and that's Top Gun Maverick. Um because you guys,
Fantastic.
I this is the only movie in the last, gosh, 15 years that I've seen more than once in the theater.
Yeah,
And I deliberately went to another theater that had like the special DFX sound effects thing, so that I get the full sound.
right.
And oh, it was
I do
so
the same
good.
thing.
So I can't wait to put this in my player again and watch in
Yeah,
4K,
me
just
too.
with my Atmos speakers, and
Yeah.
uh, it's so good because I mean, just you can kind of see the two speakers right there at the top of
Hmm.
my shelf behind me.
That's what I thought
So
they were.
that's those are just the rear speakers
Wow.
and then I've got the sound bar and the huge subwoofer, and
Yeah,
it's just the whole floor shakes. It's so
it's the
good.
best feeling.
Yeah, it's so good. Um,
Yeah. I've
but
seen
yeah,
it in the theater 3 times, and I
it
love it.
right. I mean, it is top 5 movie of the year, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm, if and it's so much better than the original. I
I
like the
agree.
original Top
Me
Gun,
too.
but this is so well done. It's quality acting, great work.
Yeah,
I'm still a little disappointed that we had to wait 2 years to get it,
but I'm
but it
glad
was
we
worth
did.
it. But it was worth it. It was
I know they
absolutely
wanted
worth
to
it.
dump it on Paramount Plus, and Tom Cruise is like, hell no.
No, I
Yeah,
want that in the theater. I want
yeah,
COVID over. I want butts in the seats, and it was worth it.
yes. And
Um,
people came for it.
that movie's made almost $1.5 billion in the
I
theater.
think it's made more than that, hasn't it?
Um,
I thought
I
it
had
did.
1.48 last time I
Oh,
checked, um,
I thought it was like at 1.6 or something.
but it's just grown. It's still like one of the top
Yeah,
movies in the theater, and
no,
it's
it's
already and it's been out on it's been out on physical media for a while, and it's been out on digital for,
Yeah,
gosh,
3
months,
weeks, a month.
a
Yeah,
month, a month at least, right?
yeah.
Um,
And if you buy it on digital, if you get the 4K digital, because that's what I did on Voodoo,
mhm,
and it looks fantastic on there. So I'm
mhm.
anxious to see my disc, how great that looks.
Nice, nice. All right. Any other honorables that you want to
Yeah,
talk
I
about
got. What
before
do
we
you
go?
have? I have four honorable
I'm
mentions.
I'm done with my honorables. I have two
Okay, well, I'll
honorables
just
and
make this
two.
quick.
Yeah,
Um, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan,
yeah.
and my other honorable mention is Clerks 3. I didn't have very high hopes for this movie because of Reboot. Reboot was the same old dick and fart jokes and weed jokes. Okay, as a 45-year-old man, I
There's only so much fart jokes and
yes,
dick and weed jokes that you can
yeah.
take.
It was James Silent Bob. Reboot wasn't his best work by any stretch of imagination.
Hmm.
So when they dropped the trailer for Clerks 3, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the same fucking thing. And so I was so wrong. This movie has so much heart, um, like nothing outside of maybe Chasing Amy. Um,
Hmm.
Really, I was in tears. I had to pause this because I was like, why the fuck am I crying in this movie? This movie was fantastic. I am considering the only reason I'm hesitating of not putting it in my top 10 is because it's Kevin Smith. And I love Kevin Smith, and his movies are not top 10 movies of the year movies. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
like I said, dick and fart jokes, but this movie has so much heart, and it's so relatable. It's so the stuff it deals with loss, death of someone, getting old. Um, yeah, I highly recommend seeing this. If you're a fan of anything he's done in the past, this kind of feels like that again. It has a very Chasing Amy feel to it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I recommend that. And the last one recommendation is I saw it in theaters, and that's Smile. Um, this was a fun little horror movie. Uh, I think it's out of theaters now. I think it's coming to digital in a couple weeks. But yeah, if you get a chance to check it out on digital, definitely worth. It's kind of an original, to me, it was a little original um, idea.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just a nice little. It's not very
Yeah.
long either. I think it's like an hour and a half. It doesn't waste your time. It jumps right into it. So definitely check out Smile.
Yeah.
And that's my four recommendations.
Cool.
Before we get into our top two or take two, how many movies did you watch in October?
About 50,
That's good. I did 70.
because we did 40 just
40.
us.
Yeah. For
Um,
top 10.
for our top tens every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably watched 50, and most of them were horror movies.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad October was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wish I could have done my, because I always do 31 movies for October,
Hmm.
but this was the first year I was actually doing the lowdown at the same time, so it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go back and do that again. Maybe that's something we think about for next year, to where we do our 31 movies for October as a show, and do that.
That's a good idea. That's a very good
Maybe
idea.
maybe we would do something like that, because I'd
Yeah.
still like to do that, and it could be our top 31 of all time. It could be we just pick a movie a day for the month, or whatever. But be interesting.
Yeah. We got a
So
little
yeah,
bit more.
I was thinking about honorable mentions, um and some of the other movies I watched, because I got the first two Scream movies on 4K and watched those together. I watched them back to back, and I was I was disappointed in the sound quality
I remember you
uh,
saying that.
for both movies, but in particular the first one. The picture quality was great. I was very happy with it, but the sound wasn't very good with the first one. It was better with the second one. Um, and then I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I don't know what happened in the time that I watched it the first time, because when I watched it the first time, I absolutely loved it. And maybe it was because it was right in the wake of Scream, because it came out just after Scream 2
Yeah.
in timeline wise. And I think it was just kind of riding on those coattails. And I was like, oh, I'll take any type of slasher movie now because it was great. It does not hold up.
Oh, we don't.
No, it does not hold up. Um, it's still fun, but it's not nearly as good as either Scream movie that I watched in 4K. But it was the best 4K transfer of the three. And I mean, the
Really.
4K transfer was really good. The sound was great. The picture quality was great. It was awesome. But then you really kind of go, oh wow, these kids can't really act.
Did Paramount put that out, or did Screen Factory?
Paramount. I think that was Paramount for I Know What You Did Last Summer. And but yeah, best transfer of the three, worst movie of the three. So you know, so that kind of goes with my disappointment, my disappointing one for October. But it was a great transfer, but the movie doesn't hold up.
Is it? What'd you pay for it? Was it worth the price that you paid? Even
For
if
the
you did,
transfer, yeah, it was $22.99, I think, for
that's
the
not.
for the 4K. It was worth the price for the 4K transfer, and it was fun to watch. But yeah, it doesn't hold up. It wasn't great, but
Okay.
I was more disappointed in the original Scream. Um, but I got the original Scream with the 2022 Scream as a two
Mm-hmm.
pack.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
and
that
that
didn't
was
have
like and
that
that, and that was
either, did it?
$22 for both of them. So I was like,
Good deal.
that was a good deal.
And that didn't have Atmos either, right?
No, it didn't. Even though it said at Dolby Atmos in the credits, it did not have Atmos on the disc. So it just had it in
But
the theater, but not in the physical release.
yeah,
And I'm like, why? That makes no sense. If it would have been Dolby Atmos, that would have been really good. It would have been a
yeah,
really fun watch.
yeah. That's great, man.
Yeah. All right. You had a turd that you wanted to talk about.
Oh,
Um,
I got two turns.
you got two
I'm
turds.
going to,
All right,
I am
squeeze them
going to
out.
go. First one is The Invitation. Um, I originally went to this theater and saw it at my daughter's theater where she manages,
Hmm.
and the projector broke, so they had to cancel the showing. And thank God they did. Maybe it was a sign
It was
because
a sign. It was kismet that you.
I ended up paying for it to rent it on HBO or on Vudu, and that
Uh,
sucked. Oh, that sucked so bad. The acting's terrible. Um, I think the quote unquote gore scenes, the killing scenes are lame.
yeah.
I just,
I wish you'd have waited because yeah, I bought it. I blind bought it like an idiot.
I don't know. That's just me. You might
But
like it.
I
One
I
of
haven't
the film.
seen it. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it. But the point is, I got the voodoo, and I
yeah.
should have just.
I
You
should
should.
have waited for you
We should have waited for me, and you could have watched it for free,
because
and
I
wouldn't
paid
have
for
been
it.
as disappointed.
Yeah.
I didn't have to fork money over for that. But I don't know. Who knows? I
You might like it, bro.
I
It's
don't know. We'll see.
and then
Um,
my
but I
second
haven't heard
turn,
very many good things about it.
yeah, was dash cam. I
Yeah, I do have, and I watched, and I was like,
I'm
because I
glad I
really
did.
I really wanted to like that.
I did too. The trailer
Um,
looked great for it.
the trailer looked great. I thought the
Yeah,
trailer was frightening as hell, and I was like, man, give me 30 minutes of that, and
yeah,
I would have been happy. But there was too much crap in.
yeah. And the characters were terrible.
Yeah,
I wanted them all to die within the first
yeah,
10, 15 minutes. I was like, kill these
yeah.
people.
Kill everybody
Uh,
and get a whole new cast.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That was a turd, but I
Avoid
watched that.
an invitation.
Yeah, I watched that before October, or that would have been my
Hmm.
turd for the month too. Um, all right, so let's get into our take two. What is your first like go to for October? What's one that you really loved?
One that you recommended for a category of gore, and that is I Saw the Devil. This movie
I love that
was
movie.
freaking fantastic. Let me pull up my IMDb. Um, is I had never heard of this movie. Um, I thought it was gonna be when I saw the devil. I was thinking a possession movie. Or I'm not a real big fan of possession movies. Well, that has to do
I
with the devil. It's just something I don't dig. But fuck, was this good? Um, I was shocked. Again, this is another reason I'm falling in love with Korean film. Glad it was subtitled and not dubbed because I hate dubbed. I'd rather read it because you get that emotion.
yes,
And I was late to the train to this movie, but if you guys have not seen this, seek it out. It is fantastic. Yes, there is a lot of gore in this, but it's not
it
that bad.
is. It is bloody as heck,
Mm-hmm.
but it is so worth it.
Yeah,
It's
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 fantastic.
it's a it's a great story, and that's one
Yes,
of the things I really like. I watched that and I was just like, man, it was just I
I
was
love
exhausted.
this guy in this.
Yeah, I
Whatever
was
he had on.
exhausted when I finished watching this because I was like, I was through.
Yeah.
It was like my adrenaline was pumping, and I was
Yes,
just
that great. Yes, I'm glad you said that because you're like,
it
holy
was
fuck.
just I was tired. I needed to stretch after that movie was over because I
Yeah.
was just like, man,
I am going to
yes,
add this to my collection. This will be in my collection at some point. So yes, I recommend I Saw the Devil. It's available on Hulu right now to stream, but I don't know where else. But definitely check it. If you have Hulu and you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's definitely worth a couple hours.
yeah, no, it's absolutely, and yeah, it's put the poster up. So yeah, I saw the devil.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
this
lead
is
actor right there is fantastic.
yeah, it's eh, I think, gosh, I think absolutely, I think this is probably my favorite Korean horror film. It's really close, top two.
It's fantastic, and I'm sure at
Uh,
some point an American director is going to try to remake it,
oh
and
God, I
it's going
hope not.
to suck balls. I
But
don't like
yeah,
those
it's
movies.
they've
'Cause I
done it
even think
to.
somebody's trying to remake Parasite. I thought somebody was trying to do an American version of Parasite,
I think I heard something about that as well. But yeah,
and just no.
two of my favorite French horror movies are Inside and Martyrs. It's something we briefly talked about with the
Hmm.
blood and gore, and I didn't think you were going to be able to handle those two. Um, but in retrospect, now I think compared to the one I did give you that you didn't like or you couldn't handle, one of those would have been better. Um, but they remade both of those American versions, and they both were terrible. They also took one of my favorite Korean horror films, Old Boy, and remade it American, and it was pretty bad too. Um, but anyway, my first take two offering is Jaws in 4K because holy crap, this was amazing in
Yeah,
4K. Uh, one of the because it was the first movie I ever saw in the theater. I was 6 years old, um, and because it came out in '75, I believe,
something like that.
and yeah, it came out in '75, and when it was '76 when I saw it because I turned 6 years old, and after watching that, I refused to learn how to swim until I was 10.
Mhm.
So,
You're 20. Don't let them fool you.
no, I had this unnatural fear that wherever I was in the water, that there was a shark below the surface that I couldn't see. So it
Hmm.
didn't matter if I was in a lake or a river or a bathtub. Um,
Yeah,
I had second thoughts about sitting on the toilet, but um, when I got the DVD and I kind of I lost some of the love for it,
hmm,
and I got that back with the 4K. The 4K is so clean, really well done. It brought back that original fear, that feel in the
yeah,
theater with the sound. I mean, how can you take this movie and give me Dolby Atmos, but you can't do it with Scream? How
yeah.
is that possible? That doesn't make any sense to me. And but the sound in here is just it's epic. It's so good.
And this is another example why older films look so much better in 4K than new CGI filled
that are
movies.
already filmed digitally.
Yeah,
These are filmed, 35 millimeter or
yeah,
whatever, and so much better to see the transfer to 4K with this.
yeah. It's
Um,
fantastic. I love it.
yeah,
The reds and the swimsuits, the yellow of the float that gets eaten, that the boys on. It's boys on it, right? And it
yeah,
gets eaten.
the raft or whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah, the yellow bobbing things on the boat.
yeah,
Uh, Everything just pops. It looks fantastic.
yeah. Oh
And there
yeah,
is grain in it a little bit,
yes,
but it's the perfect kind of grain.
yeah,
It's not static like Empire Strikes Back or the original Star Trek or the Star Wars trilogy, because
mhm.
those look terrible. I mean, I won't say terrible. As old as they are, and as popular as those movies were, you would think Disney would have put as much love and care as Universal did with Jaws. Because could you imagine them Star Wars movies looked as good as Jaws did in 4K? But that's
Oh
just
yeah,
me.
yeah. It just baffles me that you would go through the trouble. And I know most people um are picture horrors when it comes to 4K, where they want the picture quality.
Hmm.
But I'm a sound guy. I want the sound too. And movies like Raiders of the Lost Ark, when it came out, the 4K on that is just spectacular. The sound is so good. It brings back that feeling of being in the theater, that memory of first watching it, and it makes the movie for me. And it really
It really
brought back
does.
my love for Jaws, because this used to be, top 5 horror movie of all time, and after the DVD and everything, it completely dropped off my list. And now it's back on my radar, and it's something that I'll watch that 4K again, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
My second of the take two is Vengeance. This I've never seen the trailer a long time ago, and I
Mm,
thought, oh, that looks interesting. And it hit Peacock this past month. I watched it one night, not thinking I was just gonna be an avid movie. This movie was fun, fantastic, great murder mystery, or is it a murder mystery? I don't want to spoil it. The plot is there's a girl, she ODs, and this guy, he's a writer, in a podcast or two, he gets a call saying his ex girlfriend died. He's like, "What?" He's like, "I slept with her once." So he goes down to. They want him to come down to pay respects. He goes down to a small Texas town, and his writing, whoever he writes for, he decides he's gonna do a podcast about the story of this girl's death. Well, there's a lot of these twists and turns, and it leaves you wondering: did she really get murdered, or did something else happen to her?
hmm.
So I loved it, and I didn't no clue who this guy was. BJ Novak. He's the
He's from The
director of
Office.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah.
He's the director and the star of this movie.
And he wrote it. Yeah, he wrote,
Yeah,
directed, and starred in it.
yeah. I'm not a fan of The Office. I've tried a couple times to get into it,
I'm not a fan of The Office either.
but
I
this
just
dude was fantastic in this movie. His journey. I love the journey of this guy. What he's doing in this movie. This movie, the journey. How we always said it is the ending. Is it the ending or is it the journey? To me, this is the journey.
yeah.
um, for BJ Novak's character. Definitely check it out. It's on Peacock. It's worth your 2 hours to watch it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
put it.
definitely gonna check it out.
This is in my top so far of the year.
Nice.
I take two.
Awesome. Let me Took me a
And the
little
supporting
while.
cast of this movie is great too. I love the supporting cast.
That's good.
They all
Let's
elevate each other.
put the poster up.
Yeah.
So that's Vengeance. It is available on Prime to rent, from what I can see. But you said it was on Peacock, right?
Yep. If you subscribe to Peacock,
Yeah.
you watch it. And it has the physical media release too. I think it's out already, right?
Yeah, I saw it at Best Buy. So yeah,
Okay.
there's a physical media release on Blu-ray. I didn't
I'll
see a
add this to my
4K.
collection at some point too.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't seen
definitely
it.
gonna watch it on Peacock first, and then and I think that's what it was. It's not available for rent on Prime, but yeah, it was Peacock that we were talking about where it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it on Peacock first, and then I'll probably, if I like it as much as you liked it, I'll probably get the
Yeah,
physical.
it just hit me. I was like, damn, this was a great story. It made me put my phone down when I watched it. They had my full attention.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. All right, so my final movie for the take two, and it's a little low hanging fruit, but I don't care because I love the movie, and that is Bullet Train. Um, this came out October 18th, and it was one movie that I took a break from all of our horror movies to watch.
And
And
you needed that.
yeah,
It's
I
a little
I, I
palate
need a
cleanser.
palate cleanser for the horror movies that we watched. But great movie. I'll watch it again, and that's definitely one to have. I really enjoyed it in the theater. It's probably top 5 for me for the year.
Yeah, it's in
And
my top 10.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth a watch, and maybe not worth the price I paid for this,
Yeah, the
but
steelbook was high. Wasn't it like
the
37?
steelbook was high. It was like, yeah, it was 37. I think I paid I think I ended up paying 35. I think I paid 35 for it. But as I waited for it to go down a little bit, but I still pre-ordered it before it came out.
Yeah.
Um
That's what I'm
and
waiting for. Go on sale.
yeah, this is another one where the cast is just epic. Such
Yeah.
a great cast, and there are cameos in here that you
Hmm.
don't expect.
Hmm.
Where you're like, who's the voice on the phone, and you get that, and you're like, holy crap, I can't believe it's that
Yeah.
person. There's a cameo from Channing Tatum in here, and you're like, where the hell did he come from?
But that was kind. I
Um,
dug that. I really did.
I dug the cameos. You know,
Yeah.
you're
Eh,
like, oh, Logan Lerman, he's in here, but where is he? And I
Yep.
I finally spotted him. He was really hard to find because he looked totally different. Um,
Hmm.
but dude,
Brad Pitt's
absolutely,
performance in this was
yeah.
top notch.
Brad Pitt
Yeah.
was good. Joey King was
Yeah.
awesome. Um,
And the
and
brothers, fantastic.
yeah, I,
The
I
twin.
like I like Aaron Johnson. I've always liked him
Me too.
as an actor. Going all the way back to Kick Ass and
Hmm.
um, those movies, and then he was in Nocturnal Animals that we watched
Hmm.
recently,
Yeah.
and his role creepy hated him, but
Hmm.
that makes him a good actor because you hated the guy when you watched it.
Yeah. And his brother in that movie. I just watched another movie with him called
Hmm.
Casual Casual Way or Causeway. That's what it's called, Causeway. It's an Apple
Okay.
Plus original with Jennifer Lawrence, and I forget the dude's name, the black guy from Bullet Train.
Oh, the
He's
one that was he
yeah,
Tangerine or whatever
yeah,
his
Tangerine.
name
Yeah,
was?
and he's fantastic in this new movie with Jennifer Lawrence.
I like him. He's a good actor. He's
Yeah, I I've seen him in other things, but these two stand out for me. He's in two great movies in
mm,
2022. Definitely a great take two by you.
great. Thanks. Oh no, he's Lemon. Aaron
He,
Johnson was Tangerine. Brian Tyree Henry is his name.
yeah,
Yeah, he was Lemon.
he's a good actor.
But yeah, no, he was good. I like the acting straight across the board
Hmm.
with these
I love
guys.
Brad's performance in this.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's performance was really good. Um, what surprised me was Joey King, and I like her, but I still saw her as 12, and she wasn't 12, and she's 23, and I was just like,
Right.
I, you know, she's not supposed to be that attractive. I can't deal with this, and
Right.
so that was really, it's like, I used to coach junior high with my kids, and then seeing them in their 20s, and I'm just like, this
It's
is
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Because
You
there will
know,
always be those little kids
there'll
too.
always be those little kids, and they still
Yeah.
call me coach. So it's
Yeah.
just I'm a little uncomfortable.
Right.
um, but yeah, it's just, you know, I was. I was at a party one time and I was like, I needed to get a drink, and this dude hands me a bottle of tequila, and I look, and it's one of the kids I coached, and he was like 20 bucks. Here you go, coach, and he hands me a bottle, and I was like, I'm not going to any of these parties anymore. I just can't do it. Um, but that was a good take too, bro.
It was,
Um,
man. Great
uh,
picks. A couple
Good picks.
duds.
I'm excited for November. Let's see what we
Me
get because
too.
we're not going to do
I've
horror
got
movies.
one
We're
already in
watching.
mind.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Good.
because
Yeah, I gotta like dig in now that I'm over October and we're through all the horror movies.
yeah,
I'm trying not to watch horror movies, but
me too.
I still got to see Barbarian. I still got to see Smile.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's just two. It's not 40.
it's not
You know,
40,
yeah,
like what we had to do.
yeah.
But
Two great
all right,
picks by us. So yeah,
yeah,
or four
two
picks.
picks,
I don't want to call
4 picks, 2 picks each.
it. Yeah.
That was good. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's take a look at
Mm-hmm.
see what November holds for us, and then we'll be back in
Yeah.
December or late November for our November take two. And I think we should record this. We'll record this from now on
Yeah.
and then
I do too.
drop it
I like.
down. But yeah, if we can tighten this up too, that'd be great because we're under 45 minutes, but that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's better than we've done.
Yeah. Because our take twos.
But we're usually live and we're showing all the
That's true.
movies that we bought. And I don't
That
think
is
we need
true.
to do that.
No. Well, then that's it. Then
All right. I'm going to throw my intro back on and we'll be out here. But you guys take care.
you guys take care.
We'll see you
Have a
next
great day.
week. Be safe.
Yeah. Be safe. God bless.